How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Prelude Vibes. And today I have this 2015 Hyundai Sonata. Elantra? No, it's a Sonata. I think it is a Sonata. Definitely a Sonata. Um, we're going to be doing front and rear brakes on this one. So let's get right into it. And I'll show you guys step by step. Hopefully this video helps you guys save some money instead of taking it to a repair shop. Because that's the goal, you know, we gotta save money. Alrighty guys, so underneath the hood, we loosen this cap here. I like to leave the cap on there but loose, right, like that. The reason I leave it there is because brake fluid attracts moisture. We don't want moisture getting into the brake fluid. So we'll leave that there. We'll zap the wheel off, jack it up, of course, for the front. 17mm socket. There's some screws that retain the rotor onto the wheel hub. A 15mm. In this case, I'm using this ratcheting wrench. Piston return or a retractor or whatever. This is to compress the caliper piston back into place. And if those screws don't come out, you need a drill bit to drill those out. Or if you have a better idea, those screws are basically the pain in this job. And of course you need your tools. And I mean your hardware here, brake pads, your shims, and a random screwdriver or a little pry bar just to pry or work out the brake caliper. I forgot to mention, if you have an impact or something to remove the lug nuts, which is we need a 21mm socket to remove the lug nuts. Forgot to mention that earlier, my bad. We are. Excuse the mess. It's a little messy. These are the screws that are a bit of a pain. Hopefully we can get those out. If not, they have to be drilled out. Or they just have to get removed somehow. 15 on the brake caliper, and then the brake caliper bracket. This one right here. That one is a 17. We remove those to slide the rotor out of the way. These rotors, some rotors can be turned. These have been turned before. They've been turned twice, so they run the risk of warping if we turn them again. We don't want to do that. We're putting new ones on there. Okay, so let's get the 15s. Oops. I'm just fucking everybody up, man. It's not a 15. My bad. It is actually a 14. I apologize. I'm like fucking everybody up. Okay. So we remove the 14s. And this is where we need that little pry bar or a screwdriver to work the caliper out. A lot of people tell me to squeeze it in between the piston, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to pinch the rubber seal that protects that piston, you know. Okay. Put this out of the way. Or if you have a hanger, hang it. Three millimeters left. 3 millimeters, or what is that, 2 perhaps? This is the inside. The inside ones were faster than the outside. So yeah, 3 millimeters I want to say. Get your 17. There. Now we have to figure out how to remove those screws. So I'm hoping that comes out. This, if not, I'm gonna have to drill them out. So didn't work out as planned. They didn't even try. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to drill them out. These screws, you don't really need to put them back on. The wheel will press them up against the hub. But the purpose of those, from what I've been told, is while the vehicle's going down the assembly line, it's just to retain the rotor onto the vehicle. So had to drill those out because they would not. They didn't even try, man. They were on there. So after you get them out, you just get your hold of the rotor. Just work it out. Sometimes they do get seized on there, so you have to, if you have replacements, beat them out of there with a hammer. Easier if you put a nut on there and then hit it from the inside. It'll pop it out. You grab your new rotor. Get it out of the package. Set it on there. Good. Okay. And then grab a lug nut. This is just to hold it into place since we had to drill those screws out. Like that. Grab your bracket here. Remove. You can either clean these slide pins and then put new grease on there. I'm just going to put new grease in there. You can either clean them and then repack them with grease. Okay. So you grab your grease. Usually comes in the brake kit, the brake pad kit with your brake pads. Put some grease in there. Give it a couple of turns so it can work in there. The other side too. Just work them in. Okay. So now we have to put the shims. Oh, that one already has one there. That's the old one. And just line it up. Squeeze it on there. Put this back on. Grab your 17. Start them by hand. Oops. Okay. Close. Okay. So you grab your pads. As you can see, one of them has a little shim here. That's kind of like a wear indicator. The brakes will start squeaking. That will be contacting the rotor and making a squeak noise whenever they need replacement or whenever they get worn down. Okay. Make sure they're fully seated. And then we're good to put the caliper back on. But first we have to retract the piston here. So I'm just gonna grab it like right here, just so you guys can see. I've seen people use C-clamps for this. That also works. C-clamps with an old brake pad. Okay, now that that's returned, it's good to put on there. Okay. Get your 15s or 14s, my bad. I know I'm fucking everybody up. And then grab the wrench you're using to tighten those. Okay. All good right there. Take your lug nut off and then you're good to put the wheel back on. Okay, put your wheel on. And your wheel cover Make sure that the cover lines up with the valve stem over here. There's like a little groove in the cover where the valve stem sits. If not, you're going to be covering it, and then you have to take it off to realign it. And then now that the wheel is on, lower the vehicle down. Any sharp objects, get them out of the way. Get them out of the way, and then these wheels are, the lug nuts are torqued to about, I think they're like 80 foot-pounds, 85. I don't quote me on that, please. I'm not sure. Please look it up. Torque your wheels before you take them on a test drive. Slowly lower your car. Get your jack out of the way. And that is how you do the front ones. Now let's go ahead and go to the back and we'll do those. Alright guys, so on these back ones we have a similar design. Your rotor, brake caliper bracket, both of them are 14s back here. Both bolt sets. We got pain in the ass screws there. We'll have to probably drill those out too. And these back ones do require some sort of special tool, I believe. You can either rent them at AutoZone, O'Reilly's, or whatever. But these have to be pressed and turned. I've seen some people use channel locks to turn it, but you do run the risk of pinching the dust shield there. I mean, I've seen a lot of people do it, but I don't know, I like to play it safe, but we'll see. Let's get started. Here, we're going to start removing the caliper. Okay, so that's not it. I have some easier here. Try these. This bottom one sometimes gets stuck there. Yes, just no, I have no things. Same deal. Grab your screwdriver. These came out way easier. Okay, put those to the side. These actually have plenty of life left, but they want them replaced. We'll replace them. The front ones were pretty bad. Go wrong way here, guys. My bad. Okay. Off. Now let's get to those screws. Alright guys, so ran out of battery earlier, so managed to drill the rotors off, right? Now put your new rotor on to return these pistons back into the caliper, something like this. And what you have to do, this is the way I do it. I'm sure there's other ways. I might be using this tool wrong, but I don't know, it works the way I use it somewhat. So you tighten this, then just turn. But at the same time, you have to keep this one right here tight. And it is a bitch. It's very hard on there. Yeah. And the more you go, the easier it gets. So the first couple of turns are a bit of a pain. There we go. Slip out of there. Let's get it, put it back. Turn it. Ready? Okay, I think we got it. I think. So now, to release it, give this a good turn. And loosen it up. There we go. Okay. Now, let's put these back the bracket on. Don't forget to lube up your slide pins there. Line one up. And let's get on. Okay. And up. This caliper being 100 doesn't really help. Okay, put your pads on. The new pads. Remember, the one that has the shim goes in the back.
No? Sorry, hold on, guys. Okay. There you go, and then once again, put your wheel back on.
Alright guys, so when you're done with all 4 brake sets there, don't forget to tighten down your cap. And I think somebody added to this brake fluid at some point. There you go. And then we're gonna go in here. And the brakes, we're gonna pump them until they're stiff. Okay, there we go. Alright. We are good. Alright guys, so after you get all the brakes done, you know, take it for a test drive, get up to speed, and just slow, you want to break them in, you know, like do a slow brake forward, listen for any clunks, any abnormal noises when you hit that brake pedal. If you hear anything, it might mean that we left something loose, but this one, nothing, it's all good. Give it a couple, some brakes, some small brakes there, tap them. And then, you know, warm them up, get them warmed up. Here at this stop sign, we're gonna turn around. Alright, so let's get up to speed, and we'll do like a medium brake force, I guess you could say. Perfect. Okay, let's get up to speed again. Do another one. Perfect. Good. We're good. Okay, we're gonna do a hard one. Okay. That tells me we did good. Did good on the brakes. Alrighty guys, thank you for checking out the video. Hyundai Elantra. I don't know what I said at the beginning of I think I said Sonata. I don't know. Elantra. So 2015 Elantra. Hopefully I didn't mess you guys up on anything. Hopefully the video helped you guys save some money. You guys stay safe out there. Cool. Peace.